is Cynthia Lemos, and I'm here tonight to introduce my book, Never Give Up on Me. First of all, thank you all for being here tonight, and to all of you that are supporting to bring this dream to life. I'm going to start by telling you a little bit about myself. I've always been a storyteller, and underneath the creative surface, part of me has always wanted to live a different story from the one I was living. I wanted a narrative, but I could be the main character. I needed a new beginning, a fresh start. That's why I decided to hold my pen and write my own destiny by coming to this country. What I didn't know then was that we cannot control that destiny entirely. We can make decisions, but the roads were already there for us to wander and get lost in them. Lost. That's how I felt in most of the chapter that I'm sharing with you. This memoir is not only about how I struggled as a young immigrant while chasing dreams. It's a diary from a naive, breakable, and vulnerable girl who sought validation for a long time. She has always felt unlovable, inadequate, and insecure. This is a young woman that was in constant search for being loved, and in the middle of all the chaos, she found herself and learned that self-love was what she needed to prioritize. Her refuge was writing her feelings on a paper as a way of venting, of understanding her own thoughts, her own life. This is the reason why today we can see her journey through her eyes, through her soul, and through her mind. You can see her emerging like a butterfly from its cocoon to a wiser, more mature, and resilient person, and hopefully my readers will fly with her. I usually talk about her in the third person, not because I'm devaluing the person that I used to be before, but because I'm not her anymore. I have huge compassion towards her, and I'm proud of her. This is a real story confessed in the moments where she thought that her world was crashing down. It's based on this toxic romance lived by a young couple who didn't know much about life and hoped that they would have a happy ending, just like in the movies. This love was quite forbidden in the eyes of society because they were, as they say, from different worlds. I believed then that loving heart is staying no matter what obstacles would come in our way. He made me promise I will never give up on him, hence the title of the book. We kept holding on to that vow, even with many spares between us. Many of us get stuck in a relationship or a situationship because we hold on to the belief of what it could be rather than what it really is. I hope love would win, but I don't think that any of us understood the pressure that we were putting on us. It was during the pandemic that I came across my diaries. While I was reading them, tears were dropping and I felt this urge to write them in. And although I felt anxious about it all, I knew in my heart that the story needed to be shared. I thought that surely there are many Cynthias out there that aren't aware of their reality. My purpose in sharing this vulnerable part of my life is to bring that awareness to some of them, to show them that they're not alone. I want it to be a tool to help whoever can relate to reflect about their own circumstances, as I believe that sometimes we can only understand what is really going on in our lives when we see it from the viewer's side and not from the center of the stage. This is not a self-help book, although I included a chapter with a few things that I've learned during my healing journey, which I'm still on, by the way. I want people to believe again that being fragile, vulnerable, and emotional is part of being human. I haven't heard about many stories from couples that struggle to be together because of ideals placed by religion or culture. Perhaps because it's still a taboo. My story shows that it's real. It still happens. And I would love to inspire people to remove the barriers that separate us and focus on the common things that unite us. Everyone has a story, and that was mine. It's in the past. It made me who I am today. By sharing it, I want to encourage everyone to think about the definition of real love. I know today that it starts from within us. Once you find a self-love, never give up on it. Can you imagine that love?